All right. So I had to redo the connection and all of that because I definitely had it, but I really wasn't displaying. Let me actually share my screen at this point. Let me share my screen. I'm still getting good at this. I'm still practicing this. I never done much stuff with these so far, but let me check and see what actually happening at this point. Let me share my screen. All right, so we got it now. So I have to delete the next slide that I did just now, that I just did a while ago, because definitely the market, it wasn't displaying it. So I had to get rid of that because that was like a whole setup of failure at that point. But what I did said at that point was at this support level here, last night I was looking for buys, right? When I was coming off of work, I was looking for buys. And the reason for the buy at this support level was based off of this whole this whole zone right here. We got this big support and resistance level right here. So I was looking to buy the market based off of, we got support, we got resistance, support, we got support, support. I know once we come back to this Z level, it would have formed some sort of support and resistance level at that point. So I was looking for buys to be able to take the market to the upside. And I got that buy, the entry, I got everything that I was looking for at that point, and I got it. But let me really look into this right now, because this is one next Z level that I'm looking at, and I think I would like to be able to enter one position here and see if the market willing to give me one buy back to here or here. But we gotta be patient with this one. This is the, let's see if we could get one 3 to 1 on this. Okay, so leave a pending order on that. So what I did was actually drop my chart to the, what I did was went on to the 5 minutes time frame, and that was Asian session was super nice in Asia last night. And I saw that the market created this nice push to the downside, created one small double bottom on the 5 minutes. It break resistance level right here, come back retested the same level that created on the left side, push up, come back retested again. When it break here, come back, I got in right here. The market push up, beautiful trading profit. It find resistance on the left side, then it come back down, and this wick take me out because I've drawn my stop too tight. So with that, that take me out. So I wait for it to break this resistance, tap into this resistance level, pull back, and I got in again. So then what I did was hold the trade, give my stops a bigger breather, and I enjoy the move all the way up to this level, all the way up here. And then I took my I took profits twice. I took profit twice, and then this morning around six something in the morning, 6 a.m., I got more profits out of the market up here because I do not see that the market were rejecting from the left side. We could see the market rejecting off of this support and resistance level. So I was like, let me take profits at this point because it only makes sense to take profits at this point while the market rejecting that whole level, right? It only had make sense to take profits while the market were rejecting that whole level and get out, because that was the smartest thing to do at that point. So I took profits at the I took profit at that level, and then we got that from the market. And at this point, I basically missing missing this move that I already had anticipated at this point because I was done waiting on this move, but as I could see, we probably have some kind of news that just come out because the market volatile. Either some news or the market just moving because of the market just moving because of the 8:30 open, right? So let's see if the market got actually just come out, trigger me in and push to the upside, or it got play around. But at this point, anything could happen. The only thing that we have to do is basically protect the capital as much as possible to be able to see what the outcome might be. But right now, it's all about being patient at this point. Like I really would have liked to be in on this trade. I know the market and play wrong here a little bit because we could see that it previously had support and resistance level here. So we could expect price to come hit here if it break and go into the downside. And what I would like to see if we have continuation to the downside would be for price to hit here and then start to go lower. That would be like a key setup for me to look to short goal even more if it breaks the lower point, right? If it break the low of the week. If it break the low of the week, then we could have another option to short the market. But at this point, we could definitely be looking to still go long because everything indicates that structure should be pushing to the upside, not to the downside. So what I would do is just leave that there so we don't get triggering. We just get that pending order trigger. Let's see if we could at least push back to this level of resistance because we could see that this is the price we're respecting from yesterday. Right around these level price we're respecting this level. So we want to see if price could come, push back up into that, or if it could break this level of support and come down to this level of support, which that's a good level right there for me. I like trading off of that Z level. And basically what I call the Z level is when the market has a support and a resistance on one side and it come back and it retests it again. It's a key level, but I just put the Z on it. So it's basically the same type thing. The only thing is like, I just identify it as that point, but it's not nothing much different than a key level. So what I do is just wait for the market to retest the level, show me some sort of rejection from that zone, and then we take a buy or a sell. So we could see market then rejected this same price range up to 4 times. It rejected here, it went way up here, it rejected here, it went way up there, it rejected here, it went up here, it rejected here, and it come down here. So at this current moment, what I would be expecting is for price to what I would be expecting is for price to reject it again and push back up to that level of resistance. But it's all about patience at this point. So we just gotta see if it got reject it and push back to the upside, or it could just play around it for a minute. But I definitely looking for buys in this whole week because I expecting price to go to the upside on the longer approach to the market, I would say. Like if we look at the reason I would be looking to go long mostly is because we got 2 weeks going to the upside. I expecting a third weekly candle to go bullish. That's something that I would highly expect at this point. Excuse me. I would be expecting a third week to go to the upside. Then we got the monthly bullish and the daily. He kind of like right at the resistance level. So it's like we could either push and break this resistance level, or we could come back here, respect it, and start to drop to the downside. Either way, I rather like mental wise, I ready for either one to actually play out. Because at this point it's like anything could happen. But when you what I'm looking at now and seeing is that this also the double top of the week up here, the double top of the week, as in the double bottom of the week. We got the double top of the week and the double bottom of the week, and then we got a rejection from the double top. So what that could form is we could form a lower high point and then we could start to push to the downside. So we can just remain patient to see if which one out of the two could actually play out. Because if we don't start to give like lower high points from up there, then we most likely might have a loss here and then the market could start to drop. But again, nothing is certain that it happen. At this point, it's all about me being patient and controlling risk to be able to take these trades and see if the market looking to play to the upside or looking to drop. But at this point, it looked like it probably won't come back and retest support. It won't come back and retest the H4 support level. And then we could actually like see if the market could continue bullish or it could go bearish. The one thing that I know at this point is you have to protect your capital at all time, at all costs. That's like my number one priority at this point when I trade in the market. Protect your capital no matter what. So right here, we are wait to see if we are having a rejection from this level here because this is where we had the big push, or if we could just come in, if we could just come and drop to the downside. I would like to see a big rejection from here and go back to the upside, but it all depends on what the market want to do today. It's just about giving it space to breathe, bro. But that what price, that what the market looking like this morning on gold. I just want to be super patient with this to see what the outcome gonna be. I think my stop big enough at this point. I don't need to give that no more space to breathe. And I'm 100% confident in this trade because I could see this trying to either create a larger structure. It either trying to create a larger structure to create like a larger move, or it actually just go like bounce around right now to be able to then make a move. But definitely right now, I want to see if he could push from here and then push to the upside. That would be something super nice if we could get that. But it's all about being patient currently at this moment. So let me see if we could get this bounce, make a 3-to-1. This is a 3-to-1 RR, and that would be good. If we get the break below the week, that would be a big trade because break below the week, we got all of this room that the market could come into, like all of that and more, because we could actually come all the way down to this point down here. So we talking about over. Let me see how much pips we would have at this point. We talking about over almost 1,000 pips at this point, like 1,000 pips. So it's not nothing to rush for because if it break and it start to drop, you got over 1,000 pip move to the downside that could give you high probability. And if it doesn't, then you still got a chance to take a buy up for at least 200-300 pips like that. So either way, you could end up. Either way, I could end up making some good bread this morning. So let me see before I go to work what the market got actually. Sorry, what the market got actually give me this morning. But I definitely looking forward to seeing price move to the upside. Um, off of this level, but it do got no type of rejection, no type of candlestick rejection and nothing like that. So it could be it kind of like a trade that I would say I'll take a loss. Yeah, almost to my stop loss at this point. I should have been a little bit more patient with this one and catch the lowest point. But let's see what gonna happen because I think I kind of jump in. Well, I'm not jumping too early. Dan had shown me on the, let me see, 50 minutes. Yeah, we got stopped out. On the 50 minute, had done show me one rejection, but it now actually reject it. So what we gonna do at this point is we gonna journal this trade. The reason for this trade was a Z level. This one Z level, but it only on the third of minutes. Like it wasn't like on the bigger time frame. So we got that. We take a loss. Um, I traded. All right, so we got that there. The reason for taking the trade and the messed up part about the trade. So let me put that on and journal that. All right. So let me reanalyze this pair to see where we at. So we don't know that coming from the higher time frame at this point, this is one very important level. This level here is super crucial at this point to the market. I could take another buy here if the market respect it, right? If the market come and respect this, I wouldn't mind taking another buy. So I'm about down here, right here, and still targeting the high of the week, right? That would be my second trade of the morning. If it breaks the Z level, then it's a whole different ball game. But now this is one H4Z level that always stronger than the H1 and the 30 minutes and stuff. So we'll see if the market will respect that and it can push from there. But we'll be super patient and wait for the market to come exactly to that point and show some sort of rejection or something that we could work with because we just don't want to take too much losses today, but we'll be patient and see what the market got. At this point, I could see we got rejection up here to form another rejection at the double top at this level. So we gonna see now if price go come, respect that, or if we just come, break the level and start to drop to the downside. If we do that, then we know we gonna end up way down into these levels down here, all the way down here, most likely. If price was to take that support level out, that's it. I think we'll have a big drop. But at this point, I feel like price might not take that level out. It could just come and retap the Z level and it could push again. But at this point, it's all about being patient, controlling risk, and trading with, respect for yourself and for the market. And now I'm doing at this point. Just let me see if price could come all the way down or it could just come back up and respect that level because it had a lot of momentum. So it could probably just come and push a little bit longer and come right and respect this level and just stop me out and go right back up. But at this point, it's all about being patient and seeing whether he can respect it or not. I'm not looking to get back in there. I would prefer the market to come to the H4 support. I would prefer for the market to come to the H4 support. Be more patient, see if we could wait for the market to come to the H4 support level and then execute again. That would make way more sense to me. We could see that price could probably end up coming back down to this level of support. And once that do that, then it will be super nice because we could take another position from down there. But let's see what the whole outcome might be at this point. Let's see what the outcome might be at this point. Um, All right, so let's see exactly what price looking to do at this point. I can see that it looking to come all the way back down to this level of support, but we just have to be patient to try to see. I'm gonna be patient to see if the market got actually come to this level and hit it. Um, See if price on come and hit this level of support, or it could just reject from this one. Right now, it's all about the patience game. I feel like we might create a double bottom, a whole double bottom on the H4 time frame before we push to the upside. I feel like that would be the move today, but we have to be patient and see because that's a big bounce on the 12-hour time frame, and we don't got this level. Basically, if we look at it, we got this. We're going down. We start going down on this side. Boom, right? So then what we did, we break above structure points. We break above structure points right here. We got the BOS at this point. Then we got the higher low point down here. So we got this low point, then we got a higher low point, and now I think we probably gonna come back and create a slight higher low point here. Being we don't take out this point. So now I'll be looking to see price come, boom, create some kind of foolishness here, and then start to push to the upside. If that doesn't be the case, then we could just be patient to see if the market go break below and then start to go to the downside. But I think that we still got upside because we on we on the upper side of support. Like we not trending for the downside and nothing. I feel like he might even probably like reject from right here and go out. All he did was come and snatch me out and what Neiman. But this no one setup that I gotta repeat. Like it wouldn't make much of a sense to do that. I know that in New York session the market got retraced. Like a lot of times, if the market were going up in Asia, a lot of times the market got retraced in the New York session. A lot of times it does that. But it's just about being patient to see what a market could give we next. So right now, to me, it's all about the patience part of the game right now. Nothing else that I could do at this point but sit on my hand and let the market come to me before looking to execute another position because trying to execute multiple positions all the time really they just add up to small losses behind losses behind losses that doesn't make no sense. So it's about me protecting my capital at this point and taking the right trade. See, like that what we're talking about to probably take this trade again to try to get it to run up. But it's not necessary. If we look at it, the market got that Z level, then it got this Z level here. So he could probably just come, tap that level. He could come, reject off of this resistance level again, and come right back down and then go back up. So it's all about how patient you could be at this point. That what it really all about to see how the market got actually play with its support and resistance level because that's all it got. It do got nothing else to do but bounce from one support to one resistance. But it all depends on how it does it, when it does it, and stuff like that. So we can wait to see if price undo that or what it got actually do, no? But I'll be expecting price to reject off of this resistance. I do think it got just pushed to the upside. Um, then we could easily take a buy when it comes down to the support level. Me, I'm in the position right now where I'm getting ready to get me one funded account. get one funded account to be able to start trading with. I don't feel like I back on my game. So I gotta get me one funded account and start making some bread because trading small, low risk, like always, that'd be like my warm up to try to get me to the warm up and stuff like that, get back in the game and stuff. But I think it's like it's time for me to like level up at this point. So I definitely be looking to get a funded account either from Top Step, Top One, or Top Tier Trader, something like that, and try to go like definitely do it live and pass it live, do everything on here because I want journey everything on here when it comes to trading and like me transitioning from being a GC and going into being a full-time trader. So this move here, bro, this look like one that move with the market to have like that impulse up. It got correct. It got create all type of stuff like this, and then it the breakout, retesting levels and doing that. This is like something I probably would be expecting to happen if price do break to the downside. Because we don't got that big move out. We don't got the big move out of this whole thing here. We don't break out of this whole thing here. You understand? So we got this big push to the upside. I feel like we could come, create something wrong here, and then start a push. So with this whole move, it's all about being patient because even if I jump in there, I can't expect the market to go up in the same day or the same week. This something that I feel like this could play out for a minute. If it do drop to the downside, always have in mind that the market got two sides. It just doesn't have one side. When you look at it on the daily time frame, it got a whole different approach. It got a whole different view. But it's all depending on what happened in this week that determine if we're gonna come all the way back up to 30, all the way back up to 3450, or we're gonna drop all the way back down to like 3251 or 3260, somewhere around that level. So if price break back into this support resistance level, then we got a chance to have a big drop. But if price actually come, respect this support level and then take out this high here, take out this higher high right here, then we could have a big push into this level and probably up into this level before we see any type of rejection, retracement, anything crazy like that. So it's like right now it's a patient game at this point. I see me being patient for this setup to come to me to be able to take a good trade rather than taking a shitty trade. Something that I used to do a lot before, well, I take multiple trades for no reason and taking a lot of trades for no reason is just a waste of time. One time I really took one trade with $120 account and turned that shit into like 1100 and uh, I don't remember the exact number, it's been a minute. But from $120, I waited that one goal. I waited for the setup to come. When the setup come, it gave me multiple entries. And I took that like with big leverage on my account. And I went from $120 to 1100 and something dollar. So that taught me that like trading every single day and trading every minute, it does not make any sense. If anybody tell you that coming in front of the chart every single day makes sense, it doesn't. Sometimes all it does is drain you, and sometimes what it does is make you take unnecessary trades. So the best thing to do a lot of times is like look for setups that lining up with the H4 and the daily time frame and wait for the market, like having an alert and waiting for the market to actually come and tap into those like those level of support and resistance level that the market could reject from. and then going on to the lower time frame after you have an alert and then execute. Because that way it'll catch these move like this, where it'll catch these move like this and stuff like that. These move like this. Because it's like the more patient you is in the market, the more patient I've been in the market is when I make the most money. Every single time, every single time that I trade with no patient and I trade with this desperation to make money, I lose money. Every time I trade the market with the most patient, I make money and I keep the money. Because it's like it way better for you to actually it way better for you to actually just, relax and let the market come to you and then you execute. It's just way more fun. It's like when you just start trading, you got this anxiety, you want to make money, you want to be in the market, you want something that I learned now and I know I could show to other people. If you could be in the market every day, make it be because you practice in the chart. Try to get that 10,000 hours on the chart. But actually learning something, learning support and resistance, learning candlestick formation, candlestick patterns, learning how the market to react to certain levels, learning the structure of the market, learning structural patterns, stuff like that. But actually just placing trades over and over, it doesn't make no sense. Or when you think that because you broke, you don't have no money, and you could come to the market and you fix that real quick, you'll lose money because once you come into the market with desperation and anxiousness to try to make money in the market, it doesn't work. You gotta always come to the market clear-headed with a plan and wait for the market to actually give you something. You know what I mean? Wait for the market to give you something solid. Like right here, you can see my plan for the day. Like my plan right here for the day is basically I'm looking for buys at this point. If the market does not give me a buy and it come and it take me out for another loss, all I gotta do is wait for the market to see if it can break the support level and it can retrace. I want to see if it can break the support level, it can retrace back up, retest that as a resistance, and then I'm looking for one short. It doesn't even have to retest it as a resistance. The market could come, break this level, consolidate some about here, and then drop to the downside like this. And this could be another entry for me. I really do need it to just break and retest this level. That's something that I love to see, and it is something that works way better than any other thing. Is waiting for the break and the retracement to then enter the market, but sometimes it doesn't give you that. So you gotta be expecting something else at some point. You could expect the break, the closure, and then look for the market to actually give you a new formation to then try to enter the market. So like this is my trading plan at this point. It's like for him to come down to this level, see he done rejected. He done went up and reject up the like I thought it would. He reject up here. See, I was expecting it to come way up here and reject, but it came a little bit lower here and then rejected. So I expect the market to drop down. I want to see. This is something that I want to see. This coming with good momentum, right? I want to see this momentum starting to die out as it come to this level of support to then look to buy. If that come with a lot of momentum, it's not a good sign for me. Let me see if I can find this brush. Okay, so here I would like to see different color that too. That too. Okay, I'll go with black. So here I would like to see the market come and start to die out with momentum and then start to shift structure back to the upside for me to take a long position. Because if the market come down there with all the momentum that I see it dropping with, I could easily move my I could remove my pending order from there because it wouldn't make any sense to see the market coming down with a lot of momentum and you looking to buy it. It doesn't make sense because that means that sellers in control in the market. So what you want to do is actually just wait for the market to die out. And mostly what'll happen is say sellers in the market up here, right? And the market tanking. So what they do is when the market start to get close to the level of support where they think buyers gonna come in the market, then start to take the money off and stuff like that. When buyers come in, we have a pop to the upside. So that's something that I'll be looking forward to, but I'll be patient to see if that could be the the outcome. And if not, then we just relax and come back another day. The one thing I want to do right now is take this small little account. I was at 170 something last week. I at 326 this week, right? I done had four almost 500, but I had some loss. And I want to do this transparently on here to try to build one account from nothing to something. And I want to try to trade live every single chance I get. Again, I still a general contractor, so it's like it's not easy for me to be able to go to work, come back, and do all of this at the same time. But it is time to like put all excuses aside and dial into this 120% because it's either when you trying to pursue something bigger than yourself, it's either you gotta make a big sacrifice to be able to make that happen, or you have like these huge excuses in why you can't make that happen. And I'm not good at giving excuses in why I can't do something, man. I feel like it's much better to just come and like, put in the work, make it happen and do what you have to do rather than actually just, being a bee about it. So right now it's all about patience and see what the market looking to give us. And I definitely expecting it to drop. Now that I see it coming back here again, this is what could happen at this point. Okay. It got come now, most likely and reject off of this as a resistance level. As we can see, if we look left, we got support, we got resistance, then we had resistance. Most likely we might come, reject here as resistance level and drop into this level, and then we might have a push to the upside. Because the market just create the same thing over and over. I don't care what nobody say. People that say support and resistance doesn't work. I feel so confident in when I tell when I tell you that this to do the same thing now. Like I don't back tested for too much time now. So it's like if we read this across, we could see where the market came. It rejected here, it rejected here, 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 again, and again. What you think it gonna do when it come back here? It either gonna use this and bounce up, or if it's still on the bottom side, it gonna use it to drop down. And not nothing else that it gonna do any different. So it's all about me being patient and waiting for the right setup to be able to execute again. Here, I do want to take another trade for the upside because it not something that I would say is a great setup at this point. It's something that you want to be something that you want to be patient, something that you want to be patient about to wait for the market to give you something to then execute. So I want to be super patient because I want to make some profit. And my trades I'm kind of big at this point, but at the same time, on how multiple take profit. Like and how say TP1 gonna be somewhere like right here, 2 to 1. 2 to 1 would be my take profit one, and then I'll let the rest run. So don't be surprised at this point if price just come either right here or price come right here and then reject back to the downside. Because it's just something that likely could happen. Um Based off of support and resistance, what people say doesn't work, what these trading gurus and shit say doesn't function no more, or why we to trade that because that from the old time and yada yada. Sometimes trading, I mean, generally speaking, sometimes the older stuff that function better than the new stuff. Sometimes they just built different, they built stronger, they built better. And it built the last. And support and resistance is like that. It built the last. Like it repeats itself over and over. So I feel confident when I say that allow trading support and resistance, and the structure of the market. Like that's all the market does. All right, Goldie. Let's see what my ex pair doing because I left her alone to trade gold. She's not doing much. US started not doing that much this morning. She just in consolidation at this point. She ranging. Nothing to do with her. Me and gold be married to each other now from this year. I left Egypt and I got with gold and I dabble into US started a little bit, but now I'm looking for this the part that before and now I know got affect a lot of traders that coming into the market. But when you wake up and you go to work, you going to work, like boom, you going straight on point what you got doing all of this and that, right? When it comes to trading, it's not a specific time of the day that you're getting into one trade. It's not a specific amount of money that you make from one trade, or you make you 1 week, or you lose in 1 week. Like nothing not predetermined that it could be this. Nothing not certain that it could be this. So when you get used to uncertainty, the market becomes simpler. Meaning at work, you clocking in at a certain time, clocking out at a certain time. In trading, you have to clock in at a certain time. I would say getting in on Asia session, you need to be there right when that opening to be able to analyze and see what's going on. London session, New York session, likewise, right? Money wise in the market, you don't be sure how much money you could make in 1 day because you're not sure what the market could present you with. It could present you with a big move, or it could present you with a small move or a medium term move, right? The one thing that caught me with the market was seeing the difference that it is between like pressuring yourself to work, to work, to work. In trading, it is less that give you more. In working, it is more work that give you more money. In trading, the less work you do or the less you react to the market, the more you can make. In other words, it's like if you go to work and you put in a couple extra hours, you can make more money. In trading, if you put in a couple extra hours in back testing and journaling and all of these stuff, you make good money. But when it comes to trading the market, the the less you trade, the less trades you take, the better the market will be for you because the better the setups become, the better the movement become. The more patient you got, you could hold a trade longer, or you could actually just leave the market alone and make it do its own thing rather than being like pressuring like if you work in it. Take me a while to like disconnect because it's like I thought the more trades that I take, the more money I would make. And that far from the truth because it's like if you could come, you got a 300 or $3,000 account, and you could place one trade on that in 1 day and then not making like say $500, that way better than going to work your 9 to 5 and working for like 8, 9 hours a day to come home with like $160, $200. And it's like the way I look at it now is like you make one good trade in 1 week, you could have your whole week blessed. The whole week. You don't need 2 and 3. You could have one good trade in 1 week, depending on your capital, your account size, and you do not have to take another trade. You got say 300K account, you take one trade on that, say you make $6,000, 2% on that or something like that, you do not have to trade again. Because at your job, you not make that. So the way I started to look at it and approaching the market at this point now is like looking at it in a way that it should be looked at. You understand? The market has nothing to do with how you do work. You do gotta work harder. You gotta push to learn the market. You gotta push to understand the market. You gotta push to understand yourself. You gotta do all of these things to get to the point where you good. But my belief at this point is that the less you take a trade in the market, the more patient you could become, the more money you can make. The better the setup to become when you let it marinate. You know, when you leave chicken to marinate or you leave something there to come back for it later, it has like and cook it, it'll come in even better than when you just do it or you just finish beating it to pieces and all of that. You just let it relax and then you come back at it. It'll be a lot better. So when I learn that and understand this now in the market, I feel like that's a game changer. Apart from that, you gotta be confident. Like, see, I put that resistance level here, and I say, okay, price and reject that, and it got drop. And that is exactly what price doing. I don't know that gonna do that, but I just got based off of what I already know, which is support and resistance. The market that bunks from one point to the next point, the reject from resistance to support, from support to resistance. If it break back into one level of support and resistance level, and that level will like how I could put it, and that level will like heavily respected like this one is, most likely it get respected again. Nothing not guaranteed. Like I do trade the market with a guaranteed mindset or thinking that I know what gonna happen next. Nah. You just gotta have a probability mindset. It's a higher probability of one thing happening over the next based off of where the market is, based with prices and what going on in price, what session you in, and all of these different things, right? So right here, I just looking at this, and the way I seen this, he coming down with little and no. Let me see the 5 minute. He started like on the 5 minutes, he kind of like loosened momentum a little bit, but this is what I would be looking for when he pushed down. I mean, he could push down and push right back up, but I would like to see it, come down, hit it, and then go up. 2 to 1 would be my TP1, and then we'll let it fly for the next TP. But it's all about patience at this point. And what I do is I move my name here because it come in with momentum. I put one. Let me really analyze that because I don't want to move that and then afterward that give me exactly what I was looking for. You know, what I do is put it right back because I could see that's a heavy Z level at that point. So what I do is put that back and still target up here. But that'd be the longer approach. I gotta take partial profits as the market give it to me at this point. So let's go back to the 1 hour, see what she looking like. You can see what she looking like. Um, we really do got much of a structural patterns at this point. We can see that we got the channel here, but here we just kind of going sideways. So we're gonna see a price come and tap into that again and push back to the upside. If we have that, that would be super beautiful. Come on, buddy. That would be super nice if we could get this banger here. That's what I would be looking forward to see if we could get it back up here. Something about up here, but can be a long-term approach, right? We got to take partial profits way before that. Let me move this off the charts. I don't need this. This don't play out. Um, that could be like a longer approach. So let's see if price on reject the support, then wait for the market to come and tap right into that support level, and then we'll look for one rejection. You know how good it would be for you to, you know how good it would be to wake up in the morning, have on your how you call this again? I don't even remember. But when you wake up in the morning, come sit down in front of one computer, wait for like 1 or 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever the case may be. No hard labor. Wait, wait for your setups to come with a good skill set, a good mindset, and you just click that button, boom. Win or lose, you make some money at the end of the week. And when you make that money at the end of the week, it's like you don't have to do no hard labor at all. Like my job physical is hell, and I don't want to work hard no more when it comes to physical jobs because it kind of draining and stuff. Like it does mash you up a lot. Like my hand them they tear up right now from working with concrete. So it's like if I could come, right, and just trade the market on a day-to-day basis rather than to be trading the market like that, it just make way more sense to just come and use my skills to like master my skills and make money on the charts. Anybody that really want to trade the market and put their mind to it at this point, right, just crazy, yo. Because the amount of money you can make from trading the market, taking one good trade, one really good trade a week or two good trades a week, you don't have to work for nobody, you know. But you gotta really believe that, like on a whole different level, you gotta have a belief that that's something that's possible. And at this point, that's something I believe that 100% possible because it's like trading the market, bro, has taught me more about myself than anybody else in this world taught me, or taught me more than I will learn in school. Like learning risk management, learning how to control myself, patience, learning how to be able to, carry yourself, how to deal with a lot of situation when it comes to the market, dog. It that just transfer over to your the real life. You know what I mean? It just to like transfer over to real life matters at that point because when you learn how to be disciplined, everything will be different. If you're a disciplined person, a lot of good things to happen, you know, a lot of good things to happen. Your life just to change. If you could wake up disciplined and you could just focus on something every single day, bro, and push, that to make a big difference. And I learned that the hard way. I wish I had somebody to teach me a lot of things that I learned after I started like trade the market, like discipline, how to be patient, self-control, risk management, how to manage money, you know, how to focus to be able to like, have that confidence, that self-belief in yourself that you could do this, you could do that, and then nothing that could stop you. Oof. It just hits different now. At this point, it's like, bro, I feel like hard work is stupidity, bro, because like shit, homie, like did I print money, yo? In this world that we living in, the print money. We as human beings, we the print money, store it, control other human beings with it, make them work, do this, do that, do that. At this point, I feel it doesn't make no sense. Not the way the world wired and not the way the system been for hundreds and hundreds of years. But at this point, to me, it's like, bruh, I want to retire young, live a good life, give my kids a good life. And that got to do with trading. You know what I mean? It's like, if I could come and just make me a couple of $100 every day, well, I don't want to make $100s or more. I made a good lot of hundreds on this chart and I lost a good lot of hundred. But I want to make a couple thousand, couple $100,000 at this point. You know what I mean? I don't want to be making like small money no more. So let's look into this right now, right? He almost to my level of entry at this point. You can see my entry is the blue line. The blue line right there is my entry at this point, right? The one thing about this that I don't like that it coming with full candle. It not showing me no dying out candle. So at this current point, what I want to do is remove my pending order. Again, I remove it before I remove it again. If the market bunks from then go up, I fine with that. If I miss this trade, I fine. But the reason I remove my entry at this point is to have a confirmation at least on the 5 minutes. Because what could happen is the market could come and then it could keep coming, dropping, 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 dropping. So it not gonna actually respect the support if it looking to reverse and go all the way to the downside. So what I would like to see on the 5 minute is for the market to come and push into that and come up and close as a bullish candle or something like that. Then that would be like my entry, and wherever below that, I could put my stop. That telling me that the market respecting that support level. But I just don't want to put my stop there and get spiked out because the market could actually push to the downside and then come back up. So right here, I remain calm, patient, and follow the plan. It's like if he do that, then we buy. If he doesn't do that, then we don't sell. It's about being reactive at this point. It no, sorry, sorry. It's not about It definitely not about like just jumping in and jumping out of trades right now for me. I don't pass that era where I'm jumping in and jumping out of trades. I want to be patient and wait for the market to give me good setup. When the market give me good setup, I execute. You understand? When the market give me good setup, I execute. That's all it is. Good setup, execution. Bad setup, patience. I know sometimes you probably have bad setup and you still take them because that happen. But at this point, it's about being way more patient. This 1 hour candle still got 35 minutes to go. That's a lot of time in the market. So right now, it's about seeing whether we have some kind of rejection to the low, whether we won't, how we can react, and all of that. And we could see where the market been, where it come from, and a probability of where it could be headed. If I want to look at this one more time from the daily time frame perspective, because based on the daily, we got yesterday as a bearish candle, and that's a crucial something. Because let me go to gold on another platform. I don't want to mark up this one. Let me mark it up here. So the approach that I had last week, well, basically we had this whole, yeah, see the same mark up there. Let me look at it a little bit lower now. Because what I'm seeing at this point is that if gold doesn't push to the upside, we gonna have a big drop to the downside probably this week because between this week and next week. Because what we could have at this point is for the market to reject off of this level of resistance. We don't have support here. We come back up, we reject here, we come back, we reject here again. And then we boom and we start to drop. You understand? This could be like the bigger approach in the market. So that's a high probability setup right there. But if the market come and he reject this level here, where this Z level is, he reject that and push to the upside, then we could have a big push from here all the way up to like these levels retracing and then pushing to the upside like this. That's a next high probability. So it's like it's just about waiting to see what the market can do at this point because this what we're looking at when it comes to the bigger time frame. See, the market come and it created a triple top. It come down here and it did that. So if we pay attention to the market right now, we ranging on the daily time frame. The daily and the weekly time frame ranging and not trending at all. It ranging at this point. That one. Two, structural patterns at this point. Let's look at structural patterns. We got this. The market was going up right here. Let's put that in black. The market will go into the upside right here. Hey, movement. The market will go into the upside here. We can see right there. So based on structural patterns, we got this. We got higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Then this come all the way down here and break the last higher low point. You understand? And it now will come back up and break this. So that telling me that we done shifted kind of like a temporary, like a it's not like this big trend gonna happen, but inside of this consolidation, it's showing that it now come back, break the lower high, the last lower high point, come back up, created a lower high because it lower than this high, and then it got like a higher low point here because it's higher than this one. So this is where we're looking to see if we want to continue to push to the upside, but now it's showing me that it's respecting this lower high point. So if it respect this lower high point, that indicate that we could have something like this and then have some kind of move to the downside on the daily time frame. But it all depends on how patient you could be. Because the market could easily do this move, and that could be super crazy because that market could drop from then push all the way down into this level down here. The market not never come back down here. It come back up here 3 times, but it not never come back down here so far. So it's all depending on what he do this morning. We got determine whether we got hold this market for one big swing trade to the downside or what we gonna do. Pay attention to it, right? See, I move my pending order. Well, because of that, because the market could easily drop to the downside. If we come now and we reanalyze it, if price closes below this point, it's a great probability that the market could drop to the downside. If you see price close, break out of this, come back in and close, okay, we might have a rejection back to the upside. But based on what I'm seeing currently, it's like we could have the respect to this level on the daily time frame. This level right here. Like we got respect to this level. We could have the respect to this level right here, target back into this level right here, and all the way down here. So the thing about it right now is to just chill, you know, just chill and see what the market can do. Because it no structural pattern here, only support and resistance. Like to say where I could mark up and see where the last higher low point. Because if I was to put this like this, then that way down here, and that not making no sense to me. So right now it would be like, okay, this is like he right back to the opening of the day. He don't break below the opening of the day. If the market and the opening of the week were up here, he opened here and he dropped here, then he went up there. The day he opened here, he went up here and then he dropped here. So here now it's about just being patient to see exactly how much the market got play around this level. And if it is one thing that I don't learn, when the market reached the one significant level, it got started dumb shit. It got started bounce, it got started play, it got started reject, it got started act out on the lower time frame and do a lot of movement, right? The thing, my job as a trader is to sit back, relax, and wait for him to tell me when he have like a confirm entry to then take that trade. Like right here, it really doesn't make no sense to take the trade yet. because I could either take one buy and the market drop, or I could take a sell and the market rise. So as we can see right now, he right in between. Some people will come and buy, right? And what happens sometimes when the market will create big moves is like, so you buy right then, the market will come and spike all the way down, take out the stops and come right back up and close. The market will come down. Let me show you what it will come down here. Act like if it got closed down here and come right back up and close right up here, right back into the support level. So you want to see a complete closure on the outside of this support level, on the outside of this Z level. Once he could close on the outside of this Z level, then we looking for we're looking for one execution at that point. It's like he closed on the outside of that Z level, respecting, and then come back and respect this resistance. I would easily be looking to short the market something about here. My stop, I would put it right here so it do be so big. And I would trade for 2 to 1. That would be my first take profit level. And then the next take profit level would be like these levels down here. Like then traded for these move down here, which would be like the bigger approach, and then all the way down here. But this would be like one swing that I would leave the market to what name to. But so right now, I would minimum, you need the 30 minutes minimum, not maximum. Maximum would be you need the H4 to close on the bearish side below support. Then we know that we got one level that could be respected. Because now if he do that, we got a larger double top on the upside, right? We would have this whole, let me use this for this. So we would have this whole double top up here. That would be like one whole what name we break, we retest, and then we drop. So that would be like one large double top with a lower high point inside it. So that would be something super nice for me to be able to then look for sells, right? But it all on patience at this point. Because right there, if I leave my buy, if I leave my buying opportunity, I'll be stopped out by now. That's the level of being patient right there. See, it's like if you could be that patient, then you're doing something. You just gotta learn how to be patient, how to wait for the market to come to you and stuff like that. But my buy were right here, my stop were right there. So I either would have been stopped out or begging, please, to do stop me out right now. And that's the level of bullets that I don't want no more. It's like just to be patient and let the market do its thing. On this H4 candle, we got 26 minutes left, which is the 10 o'clock candle to form, right? So once this candle closed on the 10 o'clock, all we gotta do is wait, because what'll happen next after this market close on the H4, either the next one will come and draw all of a sudden, or he'll come, he'll retrace a little bit, Sometimes he'll retrace all the way up to 50% before he just started create one big move. And what day today is? Today's Tuesday, right? If I'm not mistaken, today's Tuesday. Let me see what today is. Yeah, today's Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, the 15th of July, 2025. So what we'd be expecting to see is for price to break and close on this one over and the H4, which would be the H1, the H4, and then be looking to take trades to the downside, my guy. That would be nice. We got the buy. Well, I get the sell. I get this sell right here when it break and retest support. I get this sell. I take one buy here. No, I take one buy here. It come back, it stop me out. I take the buy again. I went way up here. I made some good profit. The one where I was trail stopping, he come back and he take me out this morning. Some about here. So I give back some money from that, because I always leave one runner, because the runners them that just build your account slowly. So now we done got the 30 minutes out. No, 30 minutes got 24 minutes to go. So we got the break. Before I would have actually be like, I need to get in, I need to take the trade, Because it was a whole desperation and want to make money, yo. It was like that crazy feeling and want to make money. And that you would be losing. Now, seeing how much momentum he pushing with the now, I know it's a higher probability at this point that this market are close on that side. So now I wouldn't mind looking to short this, but I gotta go to my pair now. So now I wouldn't mind looking to short this market no more. See, like my trade were right here. Like my buy was something about here, and my stop loss was like something about there. I would have been stopped out. And it would have only been because of not being patient and following the trading plan. Wait for the market to give you some kind of confirmation before execution. And the confirmation for me on this got be the break and the closure below the support level. That's what I'm looking for. You understand? That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for the market to give me. And then I got execute from there and then do that. This would be like one level to take profit I would be looking for, or even lower down here, like the whole swing. But the thing about it is to actually get in the market and give it space to breathe. Give it space to breathe, which would be all the way up here. And two times my risk would be like TP1. We would put this right here. This would be my take profit number one. Let me mark that off, TP1. This would be my take profit number two. This would be my TP2. This would be like my TP2. And then the TP3, we'll let him run all the way down here. But that's the approach of the market right now. You know, that's my approach in the market right now. So what I would do is set my alert right here, take partial profits there, take partial profits here, and then let the rest run. But we just want to see the market break, close, hold, and be ready to go. Rock and roll, buddy. So that would be what we're looking for. So it's all about patience, bro. And this is something that I learned. I don't so much thing I don't learn in life, bro, with the time and traveling and different things. If you not never been on sitting next to a pilot, or what the one name that drive the I don't know what a guy named that drives. I know I name, I just don't remember. The pilot drives the plane, and then the train. I don't remember how you call that one. But if it is something that you would learn from these people that fly plane, that use that, the ones them that fly plane, they got something with it to repeat over and over, did the repetition. And I learned from them that before they fly one plane, they don't repeat to themselves everything that they have planned to do before getting that plane off of the ground. So it basically the prepare their mind every single time to be able to get to that point. So when that comes, they could execute with no problem at all. So I learned that, and that helped me trading so much because it's like, okay, let me repeat my plan to myself. Let me repeat what I'm looking to do today, and let me actually like program my mind to that so I do deviate from it. And that has been a big help because it's like if you it becomes second nature at one point, they could actually do these things without repeating it to each other because when it's a pilot, it's like the pilot and the co-pilot. So they would repeat these things to each other several times, not several times, but then repeat it to each other at least twice. He has said it to him, and then he has said it back to him, and then it's a confirmation, right? So the people then from the train in China, I've been to China, same way they do the same thing on the train. They repeat it back to each other to be able to understand, like, this is what we're supposed to do. This is what it is, and let's go. We got everything lined up. Okay, like brakes check, the wings them check, like this check, that, whatever, whatever, right? So it's like when you come to trading, the first thing is like, okay, my risk management in check, good. I got the levels that are looking to buy at, the levels are looking to sell at, that in check, boom. How much I looking to risk per trade, that in check, boom. Okay, how I feeling today, that in check, boom. How the mind is right now when it comes to trading, that in check. Okay, we good on that point. Okay, the market in a bullish or a bearish structure at this point on the higher time frame. You're just checking points to see where you are on a mental stage to be able to like execute with no problem, man. When it comes to that point that you could do that, it's a game changer, bro. It's a whole game changer. You know what I mean? It's a big, big game changer. Because only then is when you start to see that you what naming. Okay, after you finish trading, boom, did I journal my trades? Did I actually take notes in why I take the trades and stuff like that? What I did in order for me to be able to better myself then? What I did to be able to become a better trader, become a better human being and stuff like that. So like all of these things is basically, things that I learned by seeing other people doing them, and they had helped me a lot. Like when I go to work, when I finish work, I'd be like, okay, let me do one round to make sure that all of my tools where they gotta be. Let me make sure that everything clean up. Let me make sure everything out of the way. In case people want to walk through or something like that. It's like you just start to learn things with time and age, and it helps a lot, bro. But right now, this feels so good to just be chilling in this chair, waiting for one nice setup to come before execution. It's like we could see last week I had this beautiful sell from here, big draw. Then I get another entry here, big draw. And then the market come back up, take me out for some of the profits, and then it started to go up. I miss all of this move due to I don't know why though. Like this move here was super simple for me to buy. Like it was super simple for me to buy. Let me make this thicker because this becoming annoying. Like um this right here, this was super easy to take along. This was super easy to take along. I did take along right here. Let me widen this. So I did take along right here, but then this come and stop me out. Then when I see it break below this, I take a short here. And then I made some profits here, but the market come right back up, take me out, retest here, boom. And then I take another long here. So I ended up catching this move about here when my whole idea was to try and catch it here, but then it come back, it rejected that, and then it took me out. So that was a mistake that I made there by putting my stop loss to break even too fast. And that what happened to me yesterday again. That been happening to me several times at this point. It's like placing your stops to break even too fast, that deadly. It mash you up a lot. And I wasn't seeing it like that, but it does. It's like when you place your stops to break even too fast, it's like you wasted your time and everything because I would say it's like you trying not to lose a little bit of what you don't gain and end up giving it back anyways. So the conclusion that I come to know is like instead of when I like say I get in, like say I buy in here, like say I buy this trade here, I'm not gonna put my stop to break even. I'm not gonna place my stops to break even till when the market actually create one new higher high point. Or if the market break this level of support. Because if it rejected this, it was for a purpose. It's like if the market rejected here, then it come and reject here, and you buy after it break and retest head to the upside. Most likely if it come back, it gonna reject again. So it's like my whole idea was like to make sure that after you get in one trade, get it to break even as quick as possible so you don't have to give back. But that far from the best part of the way to do it because every single time I place my stops to break even, that'd be like some big trades that happen. And I've been giving back a lot of money when it comes to that. Like this trade here, Well, good. Okay, after this big closure on here, it doesn't matter. The place will start to break even, the market drop, beautiful. But the market do always do that. Sometimes the market would like create bigger retracement. The market would create bigger pullbacks, like say like for instance, like this one here, like say this here. So you probably had take a short position, some about like right around this level here, something like that, right? Or something. The market break, come down here, and then it come right back at retrace, take you out, and then it drop. You understand? So it good to like when you place your trade, I feel like it best to like give it space to breathe than to try to like get it to break even right away. Like wait for it to break one support resistance level and show you continuation or something. Because if the market on good at direction, it got good at direction. Nothing can change that. You know, the only thing that the place, like the thing that when they taught me to place trades to break even was to protect your capital after being in profit. But now that I had to trade on my own and I don't understand and learn all of these things, if you place your stocks to break even too quick, you going backwards, yo, because every single time you get in, you get stopped out for break even. I would rather know that I leave my trade to play out and it play out and it take me out for a stop and it was a good trade rather than let me place break even every minute, break even, break even. Like I do like that, but like that pilot break even and stuff like that over and over, to me it doesn't make no sense. So at this point, we currently got 12 minutes left for the H4 candle to close. I'm looking to see if he can close as a bearish or he can pull back in or what he can do. My pending order set here, but I want to see how he can react to this level because if he come up, break back in and close, I ready to close that off as well because I don't want him close back in. What that would be is like an indefinite reversal type. Let me stop out everybody down here. Let me pull this back up and let me drop. Let me check the news to make sure that we do got the news coming out at 10 o'clock. High news. US. Nope. No news to them. No news at all. So let's see what happened. And we got a 15-minute break and close. 30 minutes and then close. Nope. No closure on the 30 minutes yet. No closure on the 30 minutes. That would have been a 5-minute entry, but we don't get that. Nada que ver. So this trade basically doing that. I just need to see what the market gonna do next. Let's see what may have happen to us next, bro. Dugu 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 du. I gotta learn a lot about going live and all of these different stuff like that because I don't know much about this yet. How to be able to set it up. But I just get triggered into this trade, so I'm about to call it quit right on 101 28 minutes. So then cut the live from here and then probably reconnect in Asia session. Let's see how this one will play out. If he come up and close too much inside of that, then I'll definitely be looking to jump out. But let's see what happened because I needed to wait a little bit longer to see the closure on the outside. I only got closure on the 30 minutes. I've been the 30 minute to 15 minutes, and so that not too good. But I still think we could have a drop. Let's see how this market and play out. But yeah, see what happened later. I gotta make a move. So we check it out. Peace out, bro.